So nice to meet some of you and the others in Zoom as well. No, nice to meet most of you. I'm Gera from the analytics team of the CEO, from the CEO's office. A little bit about us. So our responsibilities are generally define, measure, and advance Monday's core priorities and provide trustworthy and data-driven view of the business to C-levels and collaborating with senior partners from all divisions to advance company leadership, prioritize agenda, and keep projects. This is us. As you can see, taking good photos is not part of our objectives, but yeah, this is the only photo we have. And when the Data Week team approached me and told me, listen, maybe you'll talk about a project you were working on. So I told them, yes, I will talk about efficiency. And they immediately fell asleep. But once they woke up, they told me, listen, maybe something more spicy. And the theme is food. So I told them, OK, I won't talk about efficiency. I'm going to compare apples to apples. But I will talk about efficiency, I promise you. But I'm literally going to compare apples to apples. And I want to begin with the apples I order online every week. This is an online grocery store called Carmela. And I buy a kilo of apples for almost 15 shekels. However, I live really nearby Levinsky Market. And there, they sell the same apples for roughly 10 shekels, which is 33% less. And at this point, I want you all to meet my father. This is really my father, by the way. And yeah, and since we have like a rich and deep emotional world, we talk a lot about our feelings. No, I'm kidding. We talk about prices, we compare prices, and specifically Apple prices. And what my father told me is, why are you paying higher price for a similar product? And as you can see, he's not really intimidating. Maybe at this size he is, but he's really nice. However, he is disappointed enough from the fact that I'm not a doctor, so I'm trying to please him. I don't want to make life any harder on him. And I said, okay, I will explain him why I'm buying the more expensive apples. And at this point, I want you to meet my son. This is Ari. He's 5.5 years old, and whenever I'm not here working, I'm trying to spend time with him, which means I'm going shopping with him, and obviously Apple shopping with him. And this is how it looks like. So obviously we want to buy apples, so our first stop is the greengrocer, and we enter, and I want to buy just the cheaper apples. However, my son immediately sees another fruit he likes. Usually it's the most expensive fruit in the store, and then I have to buy him, for example, in this time, peaches, another 20 shekels. And then just in front of the greengrocer that we like, there is the best or second best burekas in Tel Aviv, and he also asked for a burekas. And then I have to buy him a burekas, another 8 shekels. And then I'm tired because obviously it doesn't come without arguing with him. Yes, you're getting it. No, you're not getting it. So I have to stop by my favorite coffee shop, and I will buy my favorite sandwich and a double espresso. And obviously he wants like an iced tea. So boom, another 60 shekels, almost 60 shekels. Yes, Tel Aviv is super expensive. You should all know this. And you must say at this point that, whoa, this is a really bad father. He gives his son everything he wants. He should educate him. So I want you to know he also asked for roll-ups, and I refused. No candy this time. There are some boundaries. However, to get to the point of comparing apples to apples, so we took the apples in the market, and at the end of the day, they actually cost me almost 100 shekels because I had all these overhead prices that I had to pay, while the online apples cost this 15 shekels, and that's it. So at the end of the day, the cheaper apples cost more than 5 times more. And this is something my father didn't take into account. Now, what do you think? Convince him? Yeah, obviously it didn't convince him, but he's not data-driven, obviously. Luckily, we work in Monday. And Monday is data-driven. This is nice. But to get to the point, and I told you that I will compare apples to apples, but I'm actually going to speak about efficiency. And in Monday, we more or less had the same situation, because let's take, for example, 2 accounts, account A and account B. One is giving us 50,000 K ARR. If you don't know what ARR is, go back to Tomer's presentation earlier. He will close this loop. And the second is paying 30,000 ARR. And obviously, we thought that account A is for sure more valuable than the second one, because obviously, higher ARR. However, What we didn't know is the price of getting this ARR from each account. And this was an issue because obviously we always measured how much we pay, but it was on the company level or on the department level and so on. But we didn't know for the specific account how much we pay to get this ARR. However, we were lucky enough, and in Monday, you know, we are like data enthusiasts, so all the data was there. We had a lot of data points. And what we started doing is actually what you see in crime movies, and it's connecting the dots. However, it's not exactly crime movies, like more of a geeky crime movies. And we took all the expenses we pay for an account each day, and we'll speak about these expenses, and connected them to the specific account they went on. Obviously, it wasn't just our effort. We collaborated with many teams, from the BI to finance, marketing, BizOps. I forgot some of you, but a lot of teams were part of this effort. And at the end of the day, we can take all the different costs that were spent on an account in many different days and connect them. For example, just for you to understand like how complicated it is, and I think I won't cover even like 15% of the costs that we're allocating. So we take hosting costs. Obviously, like customers store their data with us, and not all of them use like similar amounts. There are credit card fees and PayPal fees and wire transfers and so on, and we pay for them, and each account, we pay differently for each transfer. There is support, obviously. Customers need support, and they open tickets, at least some of them. And this support costs us something. We have partners' commissions. We have travel expenses because we have to travel to some of our customers to convince them to buy the product. We obviously have sales cycle that can be longer or shorter for some reasons. And every cost here is going to an account. So going back to the example I gave, we can look at the account A and account B and look at actually how much did it cost us to bring the ARR from each one of them. So we can see that account A really likes to contact support, and it costs us about $10,000. While the other account, well, they're really tech savvy. They don't need support. The account A actually, like they had a longer sales cycle because they had a lot of legal questions and concerns about the product and migrating their data and so on. While account B was really into Monday, they knew like what we offer, they were really keen to buy us, and it was like a really short thing, really cheap. Hosting, so account A really likes to store all his files with us, while account B just manages the processes and the files are somewhere else, so the hosting is cheaper. And at the end of the day, the margin we're left with is actually almost similar for both of them. Another thing that you can see at the bottom of the screen is actually one of the key KPIs for efficiency. And this is cost per dollar. Because we can tell for each account, each day, or for each cohort of accounts, each day, month, or whatever time frame, how much did we pay to get $1 of income? And we want to optimize also for this. Now, why is this important? It's important because this way we can like measure how much we spend to earn $1. Now, obviously, this is not the only KPI. We do care about scale as well, because if we didn't get any dollars, then we will get a zero cost per dollar, but we won't get any dollars. So this is not the only thing we optimize to, because obviously we care about scale and many other factors, but we want to scale efficiency. And I think this is a secret sauce of Monday, because we can see that a lot of companies only look for scale, and we see their situation at the current environment and economical situation, and we look to scale, obviously, but we don't want to do it efficiently. We want to make sure that we do it in a healthy way, and this gives us the tools to do it. And this is one outcome of this measurement, or what we built. And here what you can see, this huge dashboard with a lot of numbers, but the relevant numbers are up here, because actually I can break down the accounts in Monday by country and by company size and by many other factors, and actually see, in this case each month, how much did they cost us for $1? How much did it cost us to bring $1 of income each month? And then I can benchmark them against each other, or I can benchmark them against themselves in previous months, and better understand whether I'm less efficient or more efficient. Another thing I can do is try and understand why am I more or less efficient. I can see whether this is marketing costs that went up, whether they consume more CX, whether maybe it's the sales cycle that got longer. And I can break it down using this dashboard as an example, but using the model. And it actually gives us endless optimization opportunities. Because, for example, we can see, hey, maybe we're inefficient in sales cycle with a specific cohort of accounts. Maybe we can make it shorter. Maybe one cohort of accounts is consuming a lot of support. Maybe we'll, I don't know, transfer some of it to AI. Maybe there is a lot of hosting costs for a specific cohort of accounts, so maybe we will consider consumption pricing for this accounts. But the other interesting thing there, that after we implement these solutions, we can check whether efficiency improved or not. Not only scale, but also efficiency. And this is what this model gives us. Just 3 examples of things that we did. So, for example, we found small channel partners that we overlooked them because they were small, but they were actually really, really efficient. So we want to scale them for them to be bigger and efficient. So we are scaling them. We found sales teams that are really efficient, and we're adding headcount to them because we want them to bring more customers at this cost per dollar. And we also found segments that were not optimized there. And we're trying maybe to consider like low-touch channels that can bring a better cost per dollar without hurting too much in terms of scale. So this is actually the opportunities that this model of efficiency gives us. But just to close the loop, I want to give you the optimization advice that my father gave me. And my father optimization suggestion was stop wasting money on coffee and spoiling your kid and just buy the cheaper apples. Well, obviously he's not data-driven, right? So what does he know? I hope you did get the idea behind efficiency. I'm available for any questions if you have in the future. Thank you very much.